All right, everybody, welcome back to the Kings of the North. I am Master Dog. Joining me is desRow this time around. And how are you doing today?
I wish I could say I'm doing well, but after those two sloppy games, I don't know. But
Uh,
outside of that, it's going well.
all right, all right. So, to start off here, the question that I've
hmm
had for pretty much everybody. How did you prepare for Hendralisk?
I watched this game because he almost killed Axiom in Acer Team Story Cup. So I
Yeah.
watched his games versus Alicia. I watched his game versus Crank. And I knew that he always likes to do cheeky play, and I don't think his macro is the greatest, but he's very strong with mind games, and he's very strong with getting an advantage with the build order. And so, yeah, like I think game two was that like he had like a pretty big advantage just from like not doing anything. Like yeah. But
Oh,
that's how I prepared. Like I knew how he plays, or I knew like his play style, not necessarily like the builds he was gonna use, but I knew
yeah.
his play style coming in, and yeah.
All right, all right. So, how do you feel your PVZ is currently? You recently did lose to Violet 1-3 in your WCS Challenger match, but I feel like the games today were a bit more polished than your WCS matches.
No, I think it's the opposite. Like, today I played 0% of the games like properly,
Hmm.
and versus Violet, 50% of my games were played well. Even though
Right.
I lost 1-3, like there was two, like the game I won and the one game I had like a really big lead. Those two games I played well versus Violet.
All right.
But yeah, my PVZ overall it's doing well, but it's always like it's like poker. Like you can be the best poker player in the world, but that doesn't
Yeah.
mean you're always gonna win. And PVC really comes down to the build orders, the beginning, like if you have an advantage or not. That's really how I feel. It's not so much like I'm not like pulling a Hydra and saying it's the game is not about skills,
Yeah.
but there's a little bit of luck involved compared to other matchups.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
That's
uh,
how I feel about it.
yeah, that's perfectly understandable. You do practice quite a bit compared to
Mhm.
a couple other players. How does that affect your confidence going into a game?
I mean, it depends, like, because PVZ, like Hendralisk, let's say like Hendralisk and Masa, they both play very specific to their style. Like people don't play on ladder like they do, and I also feel like I'm better on ladder than I'm better in tournaments simply
Mm.
because they kind of know how I play. So the fact that I play more doesn't really help out that much, but in the long run, I should be able to be better than them just because they're still in school and I'm full time. Like it's a natural thing, and so every time I lose, I'm sort of bitter at myself because
Mm.
I should I should be the one winning, not the one losing, given the circumstances.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, sometimes you can't win it all. So,
Yeah.
what when you said that you do feel a bit bitter about yourself, what is the kind of do you have a routine that you go through to try and calm yourself down after a game by chance?
It depends. Like sometimes I'll be nervous and sometimes I won't. Like I wasn't nervous in the games versus Indralisk. It was just like very sloppy play. Sometimes if I feel like I'm in the underdog and I get myself too hyped, like oh it's really important that I win. Oh my god, like I really need to win, and then I'm like about to win, even though like I wasn't really believing it. Like I get nervous. Like versus Violet, I don't know if you watched the game, but my first game where I had like a really big lead, I just got so nervous I couldn't like play at all almost. And so it really depends, like the circumstances. It really depends, like your mental before the game. Like you can't think about the money. You can't think about what are people gonna think once you beat that person. You can't really like even if the person is better than you, you just have to think of them as just another race. And so yeah,
Yeah.
being nervous is like very it's hard to control, it's hard to master, and sometimes it pops up randomly.
All right. All right. Now, you have played Hendralisk a couple times before. How have your run-ins then gone compared to now?
Well, the last time I played him, I beat him twice. That was in Montreal for the LAN ETS.
Mhm.
Then I finished second to Massa. So those games were like pretty close, but I beat him. I feel like I have a better macro game, but if I can't have good openings versus him, like it's not gonna matter. And so I was really looking forward to beating him today to sort of solidify my lead or my beginning of a lead versus him. And also just because I got voted in for Nation Wars and he finished fourth, I really wanted to beat him to kind of prove that I deserve to be third and I deserve to be on the team. But now that I lost, it kind of sucks because people are going to be like, oh, well, if it was in a popularity vote, Hendralisk would have been voted in. But I've already prepared, or I've already planned my preparation for Nation Wars, and hopefully I'll be able to represent Canada and help the team, Huck and Scarlett, so that we do well. And in case people didn't know about Nation Wars, there's 16 countries, and we'll be playing Germany on the 21st of May. And this, if we win that, the round of 8 will be on the 1st of June. And if we win that, the top 4 goes to France. So hopefully we take Canada as far as we can, and hopefully I can make people not regret voting me in and really proving that I deserve to be in, despite Hendralisk being a very good player.
All right. Now, speaking of Nation Wars, that is Pro League style, if I'm correct, is it? Or is it all kill?
It's all kill, and it's 3 players, and there's a revive format. So if you're down 0-3, you can bring out, like, let's say Scarlett or Huck, and then maybe possibly win 4-3. So it's really interesting, and there's a map pool of 9 maps or 11 maps, and there's 2 vetoes, and there's a lot of preparation that goes into it, and we're going to play TLO, Astruobs, and Hero Marines, so on the 21st, I'm really hyped about it.
All right. Well, our producer here, WarChamp7, is also pretty hyped about it, as it's his birthday, so from him, do win for him.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's all the questions I have for you today. Thanks for joining us here, and thanks for coming out. Yes,
I'd like to thank you guys for hosting this tournament. It was like Christmas when I saw my desRow face in a cartoon style. It was really cool. I couldn't believe it. I even showed it to my mom, even showed it to my friends that don't play StarCraft really much. And I think it's really cool what you guys are trying to do. Hopefully it grows. Hopefully people support it. Yeah. And sorry again for the sloppy games, and I hope the Grand Finals delivers.
Yeah. Well, it's always nice to come out here and you have a lot of traction. It always helps garner support. But yeah, thanks for joining us here, and that's going to be it for this interview. We're going to be back soon with the best of 5 finals of Masa versus Hendralisk for Kings of the North. We're going to be back soon. Stay tuned.